Hello neighbors, Ariana from the Therapist Next Door here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about love languages, what they are, why you need to know yours and your partners. Let's jump right in. It is 2022 and I'm assuming that most of you have heard about love languages by now. Whether or not you have, I am going to still recap what they are. So there are 5 and I'm going to talk about them in no particular order. So the first one is physical touch. Now this one sometimes gets a bad rap because people associate it being sexual, but physical touch can be honestly any form of touch. It could be holding hands, it could be rubbing your partner's arm or shoulders when you're watching TV, it could be anything like that, and it doesn't always have to be sexual. It is any form of touch that you give your partner. The second one I'm going to talk about is quality time. This is time that's just for you and your partner. So it's not like you already had plans and with friends, or you already had a trip planned and you're looping your partner in. It's really time that you're just making for them. Now, if you do choose to spend this time watching TV or being on your phones, that's up to you, but I think the best quality time is when there's no distractions, but it's really up to you how you decide to spend it. If you're liking what I'm talking about so far, go ahead and give me a like. It does make a big difference, and make sure that you're subscribed so that you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And as always, let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Now let's jump into the third one, which is acts of service. So acts of service is really any gesture that you do for your partner kind of to make their life easier. So let's say that your partner's had a long day, they're busy, maybe they normally are the ones to prepare dinner, but you go ahead and grab dinner, or you make dinner and you have that ready, or you pick up their dry cleaning. Maybe you see that their hands are full, you jump in and you help them folding the laundries. Anything that you can do to help your partner is an act of service. Now the next one I will talk about is gifts. This is another one that sometimes gets a bad rap because sometimes people think if their partner's primary love language is gifts, that they're materialistic. Now, gifts does not have a monetary value associated with them. It could be something really small. So for example, when I was little and I used to go to the store with my dad, we were picking up groceries or something like that, I noticed that he would oftentimes pick up a People magazine and a Kit Kat bar for my mom. Those are little things that I think he knew she really liked, and she would appreciate it so much. So that's an example of a gift, something as small as a magazine or a candy bar that you know that your partner really likes and really appreciates and can actually go a long way. So don't knock gifts as a love language. It's actually something that can be really nice. We've gone over physical touch, we've gone over quality time, we've gone over acts of service and gifts. The last one is words of affirmation. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, but words of affirmation could be romantic words like I love yous. They can be expressing gratitude or appreciation, like, hey, I really appreciate you grabbing me that coffee this morning. It meant so much to me. And it can also be compliments, about your partner's appearance or anything that you are appreciating about them. Those are the 5 love languages. You should be able to find a free quiz online where you can figure out what your primary love language is. And usually it'll give you a percentage of one of them being a primary and then maybe a secondary, and then even on and on from there. So that's usually pretty easy to find, and your partner can obviously do that too. Sometimes it's fun to do it with your partner and then you get the information at the same time. You want to know what your love language is because you want to let your partner know what are the ways that you receive love the best. So that's really the most important reason why you want to know yours. And you want to know your partners because you want to be able to know how to show them love in a way that they can receive it best. I'll give you a really brief example. I was working with a couple, they were heterosexual. The man's primary love language was physical touch and the woman's was words of affirmation. So one day he sees her and she's looking great in a new pair of jeans, and he goes and he smacks her butt. Again, he's showing love in his primary love language of physical touch. Now, when we broke it down in a session later, we were talking about love languages. We talked about how if he would have been able to say, wow, babe, your butt looks really great in those jeans, it would have landed a lot more for her. So that's a really good example of why it's important to know your partner's love language. Now, this does not mean that you should not love your partner in your own love language, but if your primary love languages are different, you want to just be aware of that so you can incorporate more of your partner's love language and how you express your love for them. Hopefully some of this was helpful for you guys. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you soon. Authentically yours, Ariana.